So let's talk consistency. Almost everybody wants it, but most people feel that they don't have it. And the truth is this: consistency isn't about willpower or personality. It's about having the right approach and the rhythm for your life. So today, let's take a look at what actually helps people to stay consistent in a way that is doable and sustainable. We are talking today about what actually helps you to stay consistent. All right, so let's think about first, when I say the word consistency, what comes up for you? Put it in the chat. Do you kind of feel frustrated because it's like, why can't I just stay consistent? Sometimes guilty because maybe we haven't felt consistent in certain areas that we really want to grow in. And it's like, why can't I just get this figured out? That self doubt, like, it's never worked before. Why is it going to be different? And then maybe we say words like, I'm just not consistent. I can't stay consistent. Like, and we prevent ourselves from moving forward. Okay, so if consistency has been hard for you, I want you to just know and just take a deep breath with me right now. It does not mean that you're unreliable. It does not mean that you're undisciplined. And it definitely does not mean that you are failing. Okay, so we're going to look at this as a new beginning, a fresh new perspective. And it's always important to just recognize where you are: location, location, location. Okay, and just take a look if any of these things sound familiar to you. Maybe you start off strong and then you lose your momentum, or you're consistent for a while and then you fall off. You guys hear the phrase "fell off the wagon," right? Maybe you're missing one day and then it makes you quit. And then you're like, okay, I'll start when all the stars are in alignment and I can make this work. And consistency, sometimes it feels exhausting, right? Or you think that maybe consistency means that you have to do it perfect. All right. So just kind of locate yourself and think about maybe where that is for you. So the most important thing in moving forward is to just understand that this is just information. Okay. So we want to get out of emotion and get back into structure and realize that what we're doing right now is building an awareness on what we've done in the past. We're collecting data on what we've done before, and now we're going to move forward. And this information that you're collecting right now is going to help you adjust so we can move forward. Okay, so we know that consistency is not willpower, and we talked about that in the previous weeks, because willpower is limited and it's going to fluctuate when you've got stress in your life. Maybe you're not sleeping well, you've got life show up, life gets lifey, and then that derails us from remaining consistent. Okay, but we want to understand that consistency fails when the system is too heavy. Okay, so the problem's not you, it's maybe the expectation of the way we think it's supposed to be. So I always like to say it's the fantasy of what we think it should look like, and then we look at the reality of really what is going on in your life. So give yourself grace. We want to get to a place of peacefulness so that we can move forward and understand that we're looking at what has not worked in the past so we can see what is going to help move us forward. So I want you to consider a moment when consistency felt necessary, yet it was difficult to sustain. Okay. So maybe in your health and weight loss, maybe eating well, movement, and sleep, we were trying to remain consistent in that area and maybe you got derailed. Maybe keeping your home organized. Right? Throw in the chat too, like if things, what's an area in your life where you maybe struggle with the consistency, but you highly desire something. Maybe it's building a business or career or follow through. Maybe it's your finances where you want to save, or maybe just build more of an awareness around your spending or paying your bills off. Relationships and communication, being more present. Maybe something in your mindset or emotional regulation and how you respond to people under stress. Maybe it's spiritual or personal growth practices. Okay, think about where in your life, because I want you, as we're moving forward, to apply this to you. Apply this and bring what we're going to be learning into your own personal life and where the consistency's been inconsistent. Okay, so consistency struggles when when you have too many decisions to make, or the plan is too rigid. It's just not practical for what you think you're going to, like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this. And it's just not reality. It's the fantasy of what you think you can do. And it's just not reality for what's going on in your life. And that's really, really important, to not set unrealistic expectations. So what's really happening is that your body starts pushing back.
okay? Not to sabotage your progress, but to protect itself, okay? So it's like, remember we were talking about in the prior weeks, it's like change feels very uncertain. Am I going to be able to keep up at this pace? Do I really have what it takes? And so think about in your real life, like where some of the inconsistencies shown up when you set a goal and you really wanted to achieve it. So what we often do is we start judging ourselves when the consistency slips. We quit or we just say, "Okay, just got to start all over again." Okay? Starting over can quietly weaken your self-trust. So I want you guys to think about that. Like when you've done this before in the past, we kind of start losing that self-trust and belief that we can actually move forward and do it. All right? So what's going to really help you to stay consistent? So consistency is going to return back when you create safety and simplicity and giving yourself permission to return instead of allowing yourself to just predetermine this is not going to work. Consistency is going to grow when you take small steps that are small enough to repeat. Remember, we were talking about dopamine a couple of weeks ago. What you want to do is create the small steps so that you can feel victorious in them and realize, okay, I took one small step. I'm going to celebrate that. And then what's my next step tomorrow? Those are very, very important. Um, you want to set your expectations to match your real life. What do you really have going on in your life right now? And the goal that you're setting has to mirror and match what it is that you've got going on in life. So it's going to help you to set yourself up for success. And I talked earlier about the reality versus fantasy. I say this to myself quite a lot when I'm trying to think about, like, is this just a fantasy of what I think is gonna happen, or is it truly what I can do? And be honest with yourself, you guys, because this is about setting yourself up for success so that you can continue moving forward. Okay? And just understand that when you return back to your goal and return back into changing the consistency that you need in your life, make sure that you create a safe place for that to be. Like, don't beat yourself up. This is not about being shameful. This is about realizing that what have I learned through this experience so that it's going to help you to move forward. So the shift is going to happen for you. It's consistency isn't about never missing. Okay? It's about how you are going to respond to what's at hand, how you're going to respond to the situation. Returning back matters way more than perfection. And when we stop striving for perfection, that is when we're going to start being able to focus on the change that's happening. Because even if you look back at a couple of years ago, like go back and think about where you were 2 years ago. Have you grown in life? Like maybe it's not a financial growth that you want, or maybe you're not where you want to be in your weight. Maybe it's not where your financial goals are, whatever that is. Like, have you grown as a person, as an individual? And that's what's going to help you continue moving forward. You're on the trajectory of growth in your life right now. Sometimes it doesn't look exactly the way we want it to look, but this is where we learn and we go back into our past and we say, what have I learned from this situation at hand? And then we get to move forward. Having that growth mindset is going to keep you going. The reframe, right? Having a new perspective, asking yourself a different question. So it's like, why can't I stay consistent? What's wrong with me? Why can't I figure this out? Where we're blaming ourselves and shaming ourselves. Try asking yourself, what would make this easier to return to? What shifts can I make in my life to make this a priority? Where can I fit this into my life so that I can feel excited about moving forward? Do you guys feel how that just feels so much lighter? Right? Instead of playing the blame game and the shame, shaming yourself, take a look at, right, being above the line. What am I learning? What am I growing? How am I becoming better because of this? What organization am I creating in my life and shifting things around so that I can fit this goal that's important to me and help me to move forward? Okay, guys? And that's what's going to help you to really see this in a completely different light. So consistency is going to be built through repetition, self-trust, compassion, small steps that are going to make a difference, and making the adjustments necessary as you're moving forward. Okay? So I really, really hope you guys understand that consistency isn't about never stopping. It's about learning how to return without turning on yourself. Is that so powerful? This is what's going to help you having that growth mindset and moving forward. And this is what's going to help you see it through to your goals. Okay. So next week is going to be our final week of this series. We're going to talk about taking everything that we've learned and we're going to talk about creating a life that feels good to wake up to. Wouldn't that just feel so good, you guys, where you feel empowered? We've got goals that we know how to set now. We know how to make those small steps to move forward. And now we're going to help to surround that around what matters most to you. And you can feel really proud of the life that you're living and feeling empowered to do so. Okay. And then just so you guys can have a sneak peek at what we're going to do in February, we are going to talk about relationships and why they sometimes feel hard. Anybody have people in your life that challenge you and can completely derail you in your mindset and stop you from moving forward towards maybe goals that you want to do because you're so congested in your mind with, I can't believe they said that to me and this happened and why are they so mean and why do they try to sabotage me and all of the things, and we get stuck in that drama? Wouldn't it be unbelievable to set yourself free from that and be able to have implement tools into your life that are going to help you to not put so much emphasis on those people and start taking more control about how you are going to react to the situation at hand?
This week, choose one small realistic step and practice showing up for it. Consistency grows from small wins, not big pressure. And go watch the final reset in this series on creating a life that feels good to wake up to, because that's why we're here, right? I'll see you in the next reset.